strategies in advance, but be aggressive. Go for your attacks. Look for the opportunities. Don't be afraid to open.
Last out.
What half long is all about. He's got his opponent playing defensively from the baseline. It's always tough to come into the point strongly from that position.
One.
I remember when these two played, as I mentioned, in Budapest. It was Karlsson who came out on top 3-2.
Much like when Truls Morgard was playing against Malone earlier. Anything that's a little bit loose, any opportunity, Kristian Karlsson's going to be quite hard on himself if he doesn't convert. Not an easy last point, but definitely something he's capable of making. And again, a good setup here for Kristian Karlsson. He gets a defensive shot, a little bit of hesitation by keeping it inside the table, but then has to rush the backhand. And these are the gambles that he has to take.
Well, that clips the net in Wang Chuqin's favour.
I feel a different temperature here in the body language of Kristian Karlsson. You could see the sweat. It just, the facial expression is different.
2-4.
But it didn't stop him from pulling out the type of play that he needs and had been playing the first two games. These fast reaction shots. See him start to lift the racket and keep it back so that he can move forward quickly.
Important for him to keep pace with his opponent. Remember, he ran away with that third game, Wang Chuqin. Apologies, but that might have sounded like. Certainly frustration is growing for Kristian Karlsson.
The crowd behind Wang Chuqin very much right now. Very difficult shot. High into the backhand side. Karlsson having to get way up here to come down on that ball. It was awkward. That didn't stop him from doing what he had to do. Had he tried to step around, he would have sacrificed position in a way that would not have been worth it. So a two-point game once again.
Done. Way back, Wang Chuqin.
That was incredibly impressive. Kristian Karlsson slowed the ball down. He saw Wang Chuqin behind the table. Watch him spin this one up cautiously from the back edge. It was shallow on the table too, so that it was low by the time Wang Chuqin had a chance, but still he was able to dig it out.
Well, he needed that little bit of luck as well.
A little bit of TTK, some table tennis karma after the quick one that went the other way for Wang Chuqin.
Let 4-6.
Good rally in which Karlsson comes out on top.
Three fast backhands. He's very charged up. Again, to play these with so much power and recoil only to do it again. Third, and watch, every time he comes back to neutral position with the racket right in front of his elbow so he could play forehand or backhand, but gets the backhand in. Man, it's amazing how fast these players transition.
Oh, that was there for the taking, wasn't it? Karlsson knows it. He was on his haunches.
That felt like the most, I would say, for Kristian Karlsson's sake, takeable one of the last several points he's been frustrated about. He set it up so well. I guess the main pressure is, by making that shot, he leaves the whole table open, and Wang Chuqin's in position. But if he makes that shot, it's going to be really tough to return.
You'd think that would be the winner, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
And he looked like he was on top there for a second, Kristian Karlsson.
He did a good job to backpedal, get in position, and cover. Saves the ball to the backhand side. Ironically, again, on the one that he took a little less chance on, tried to play safely on the table, didn't come down. He's been playing a very high-risk game the entire match so far.
That's better from Karlsson.
Worked out well when he's grunted, when he's put in that little bit of extra effort. I think it's partially the adrenaline, but sometimes, whether it's an extra 5 or 10%, it just adds that much more quality to the ball. I mean, we hear players yell in table tennis more than in a lot of sports. Grunting, celebrating after, of course. Acknowledgement for the fortune off the top of the net, 2 shots before. Now it's timeout. Wang Chuqin's side.
Interesting.
Well, I think it's an important time. I mean, Kristian Karlsson's up 2 games to 1. He's within 1 point.
他难受，明白吗？你要相信这一点，并不是说是哎是怎么样，差点超随便他了，他比西藏还领先呢，对不对？该你这个年轻大强时，相信他，你多点，反正对和保持耐心，懂不懂？他才几下，假的，懂不懂？正手是要会，处理特别好。
有的时候一会儿发球的时候，他白你这种难受的时候，就错一些无所谓。他其实反手长没有拉松一点那个。
对，让大点有耐心，保持有耐心，对不对？一点点来，不会没关系，把你希望领先。
场上比赛30分后，那更高了。
So the context here.
正好有机会拉到他反手就行，不用多高指挥。啊，
看好，
还领先。
So Karlsson comes to the table much quicker than his opponent, but the context here, Wang Chuqin wins this game. We are at 2-all and we go into a 5th. Kristian Karlsson wins this game. And we are moving into a 4th match.
And it's a World Championships rematch.
7,
Underdog
8.
versus Truls Morgard. I know there are people who want to see that happen. Well, that might be the biggest roar of the night.
Yeah, the fans can really feel it here. There's more pressure on China than there has been in any match in either the women's side. I mean, This is it for China right now. This is the most needed the crowd has been.
Spectacular! Wang Chuqin, you can understand that pump fist.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, this point, with one other point that we saw here in this team tie, have to be 2 of the best points so far in the entire tournament. It just kept going. The grunts there, the recoveries, the nets, and Wang Chuqin could not be out of position in this point.
3 game points for Wang Chuqin to make it 2-all. One save by Karlsson.
Now, one key thing for Kristian Karlsson here is playing every point like his life depends on it in the best possible way, because if you start over from 0-0 in Game 5, I mean, think about the work he's put in already. In theory, if he wins the next 4 points, that's it. 4 points.
When you say it like that, it doesn't seem so bad, does it?
Right.
Point 1.
10.
And they don't have to be 4 in a row, really. It could take more than that, obviously. But if he wins 1 more point here, he at least extends the match. But he's going to be as focused as he can on getting that backhand into play, playing every shot as precisely as possible just to make sure that he overtakes Wang Chuqin for position at the table to keep him on the chase, but still a game point left for Wang Chuqin.
Wang Chuqin has drawn level. He's dug deep and he's delivered. Excellent work from him.
You can feel the energy shift here. Kristian Karlsson immediately is already having to get ready for a 0-0 start in the decider, which could be the last match of this team tie if Kristian Karlsson can't convert.
Massive, massive game that was for Wang Chuqin, who edged up Kristian Karlsson 11-9. It is 2-all. We're into a fifth very shortly.
白短拖长都无所谓，他
怎么顺手
反手下旋没有发力，这发力一个给他了，其实他就帮你打，不用非得勉强这种
打耐心，对吧？上面是你对住，你在场上对你也不需要，我们帮你喊，保持自己头脑清晰，
口罩，
对不对？自己颠一点，吊一吊的，我们帮你喊，好不好？
对，剩下正手拉，有机会吊一个反手也无所谓，再连续啊，有机会，那你有些拉不过去，那就根本就不要踢了。
What an epic this has been so far, Adam.
It's really charming for me to hear Ma Long giving so much back at this point. And that he has the permission from his personal coach to do that. It's not insubordination, it is a major contribution. Just like in practice, take the opportunity.
But is that also a reflection as to how this game was positioned, how it was panning out? That's why he got involved?
I think it comes from all the years of experience recognizing the skill sets of a young, very bright future Dato here, big head Wang Chuqin. By the way, that's not figurative. It's literally just that he has a larger head than most of his teammates. Hence the nickname. He keeps his feet on the ground, not arrogant, strong.
I like how you're really clarifying this now.
No, I want to. I want people to know because Chinese nicknames don't always make it overseas, so I want to deliver with care.
What was he apologizing for there, Mr. Karlsson?
Clip off the top of the net in the fast exchange. Very faint, but when it does hit the net like that, it breaks the rhythm. Even a millisecond later, and suddenly your racket's in the wrong position and you have to hold up. The whole show holds up for just a brief moment, which changes everything.
Lovely on the serve there from Wang Chuqin.
Again, the danger of being so well prepared is that it doesn't leave many options for the receiver to find a weak point in your game in terms of a third ball.
So, Adam, and I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here, but Wang Chuqin has now dropped more games than the men and the women combined, anyone else as an individual so far in this tournament. How is that going to play, do you feel, in the rest of it, the semis and the finals? Do you think that might jeopardize his place a little?
I think it depends on how he finishes.
Okay.
I think that's going to be the key thing.
So you think if he wins, then he might be okay?
You know, the Chinese national team is a very well-prepared team in every sense. The coaching staff, it's nuanced.
Right.
It's not just the number of games you lost. The opponent matters.
Sure.
And Kristian Karlsson right now is one of the best players in the world. He's having an incredible year. So the Chinese team is recognizing that in the way he's playing.
Context is everything.
Yes. I mean, that's part of the reason why Lin Gaoyuan will not play.
Right.
If they put someone in, it'll be Liang Jingquin. Lin Gaoyuan, in the last time he was beaten by Harimoto, he outperformed every Chinese player there, including Ma Long.
And yet,
the context of the moment was he lost to a foreigner when it counted. After being up 3-0.
the lead was important there, yeah.
Beautiful serve, tight over the table, and it shuts down the attack here, so they will switch sides as one player has reached 5 points now. And it is Wang Chuqin who's got the momentum and the lead.
Crucial juncture now. A reminder, Wang Chuqin wins this, the tie is done. And China through to the semi-finals. Kristian Karlsson wins this, we're forcing a fourth match.
Little cleanup here he asks for. He was warned earlier not to touch the table, not even the side. The officiating staff has been outstanding here.
3-5.
Biggest tournament of the year. They've only chosen the absolute best in officiating.
4-5.
He is not done yet, Kristian Karlsson.
That backhand is worth its weight in gold out here. Snap, and the placement, Wang Chuqin left staring at the table to recognize how deep it goes.
Oohs and ahs from the crowd, and it ends in cheers.
This is what they come for. This is what you want to see. The best athletes in the world really pushing each other and testing the physicality in this rally. It's only the last few shots we saw here, but that's why you watch it live. Any questions about how he felt about that? Best interview ever.
I mean, Wang Chuqin has a nice lead now. Overall, over the course of this match, it's been one of the best we've seen thus far, hasn't it, in this tournament?
This is definitely one of the best matches I've seen on table one. I think anything against China that is challenging.
Yeah.
I mean, to be down 0-2 and come back as the
Exactly.
youngest player on the team, Wang Chuqin. There's a reason he's here today.
Good back there from Karlsson. Do you think, Adam, that that might be the narrative? If Wang Chuqin does go on to win this, and he's 4 away from doing so, that's going to be kind of the narrative. He was up against adversity, he battled back superbly, turned it around, and China won the tie through to the semi-finals.
Mental stability out here. That's what they see. They saw it in Chuqin Xia years ago. And it's proven them right to put sort of their chips on that square of Chuqin Xia. Little sweat on the racket. Kristian Karlsson recognizing any moisture on the racket could be devastating when someone goes to grip and spin the ball.
Yeah.
5-7.
So important distinction to make there. To take care of that before the point starts.
Important. Every single point now is roared on by this crowd.
It's interesting thinking about Wang Chuqin and how he sort of uses his energy, but you can feel it boiling. He's kept quiet for the most part. He's not a quiet player. He's a fiery player with a ton of passion.
He knew it immediately. The second they left it back.
Well, this was a break here. It comes off the top of the net. Watch one more time. And that completely stopped the ball from coming off the table, so a bit of misfortune and the frustration there in terms of passion and heart on your sleeve. We saw it. But good hands from Wang Chuqin, just 2 away from coming back. That's as close as can be, and if it weren't for the sound on that, a lot of people might have thought it hit the net and then the table, but it was net and then net clamp, which is the same as hitting the net twice.
5 match
10-5.
and tie points for Wang Chuqin and China. Saved one here.
Lots of nets and edges out here so far. I mean, the tension couldn't be tighter, but they're sure testing it on that net.
Wang Chuqin has come back from the dead here. And look what that means to him and the crowd. He was looking down and out, and he has stalked back in style.
A good handshake. handshake there and a pat on the back like we don't see right now. But look at the crowd, look at the Chinese national team there, that roar. I mean, he held it in for a minute. We're gonna see some photos on the internet of him with his hands on his racket. And then the roar, the lion heart roar that we heard, that is the passion, the boiling that we saw throughout this entire match. But he could not prematurely celebrate. He comes back from the darkest depths, down 0-2, to take out a Kristian Karlsson who is playing the table tennis of his life right now. Please let this play. It is just too good.
Karlsson was absolutely brilliant, played his part in this epic encounter, but it's Wang Chuqin who wins 7-11, 10-12, 11-3, 11-9, 11-6. He edges out Kristian Karlsson 3-2, and for the 27th time, they find themselves in the men's team final. Here is Wang Chuqin now.
Congratulations, 恭喜取得比赛的胜利。Sweden and China have a long history and a rivalry. How did this motivate you? 那么中国跟瑞典一直以来保持着一个良好的竞争关系。那么这一点是怎么样激励到你的？
我觉得不论是从前辈们再到现在我觉得瑞典一直都是乒乓球的这种传统强队吧，包括他们的这种技术，包括他们每个人的这种战斗力，我觉得都是有很多东西值得我们也需要去学习的。
He said, from past to now, the Sweden is a strong team, and a lot of we should learn from the Sweden team. How has your game changed since winning gold in Halmstad? 在汉姆斯塔尔德取得这个世界杯的这个比赛的冠军以后，从你个人角度来说，你是怎么样的改变？
我觉得18年瑞典的世乒赛，自己只是去观摩吧。我觉得站在这种底下加油更多一些，然后学习更多一些。我觉得也特别感谢到了2022年这一届成都的世锦赛，教练给我这么多这种机会去上场。我觉得我拼尽全力也要去把握住给我的每一场球的机会。
He said, in some aspect in 2018 the Halmstad, I was the spectator and a learner to my teammates. And in 2022 in Chengdu, the coach gave me the opportunity to play on the court. So I will chase the opportunity and win every match. You are now one step closer to the final. What does this mean to the team? 那目前来说，中国队离冠军又更进一步。那么这个对于整个队伍来说意味着什么？
我觉得意味着我们中国这个团队，我们国家乒乓球队所有人的努力，我觉得是慢慢的一点一点去向这个目标去实现的。
He said, we're getting closer and closer to the goal for the Team China. Thank you. Congratulations.
Well, you can see Wang Chuqin with his reactions. He has put everything out there. He's left it out there. He has been so good tonight. He has avenged that defeat in Budapest a couple months ago. China have won this 3-0, but boy, this has been the closest they have been pushed in this tournament. Sweden have absolutely played their part. They've been playing close to their best today, but it wasn't to be, wasn't quite good enough. Kristian Karlsson, superb, but he was edged out in the end, and China win that 3-0. They are on the way now to the semi-finals. They will play Japan, and Korea Republic are up against Germany. At stake is a place in the final on Sunday. So do join us for the action on day 9. But first of all, let's review what happened on day 8 here with Korea Republic beating Hong Kong China in the men's team quarterfinals. First up today. Second tie was China's women. They defeated Chinese Taipei, and then of course you saw that men's team quarterfinals. So here's what we got for you tomorrow, starting with Korea Republic against Germany, the men's team semi-finals, then China against Japan, and then it's the women's team's final, China against Japan as well. We look forward to having you there.